Hey Capricorn, welcome back. I need to share something with you today because the energy coming through these cards is honestly pretty revealing. We're going to talk about someone in your orbit who has been playing games, and the universe is about to expose them in a way that is going to leave you feeling validated, but also maybe a little shocked at how deep this deception goes. So I shuffled the deck with your energy in mind, asking Spirit to show me what you need to know about hidden dynamics in your life right now. And Capricorn, the cards are telling a very specific story about someone who has been presenting themselves one way while operating completely differently behind the scenes. This is not about paranoia or creating drama where there is none. This is about truth coming to light in a way that cannot be ignored anymore. Let me pull the first card and see what we are working with here. The first card I am getting is the Nine of Pentacles. And this is so interesting as an opening card because it is telling me something important about you first before we even get into the enemy energy. The Nine of Pentacles is that beautiful card of independence, self-sufficiency, and enjoying the fruits of your labor. You have been building something real in your life, Capricorn. Whether this is career success, financial stability, a sense of personal peace, or all of the above, you have worked incredibly hard to get where you are. You are not someone who takes shortcuts or relies on others to create your security. You have done this yourself, and there is a grace and confidence that comes with that. But here is what Spirit wants you to understand about why this card is showing up first. The Nine of Pentacles is also about discernment and knowing your worth. You have reached a point where you can see more clearly who belongs in your energy and who does not. Your standards have risen because you have risen, and someone in your life has been feeling threatened by this evolution. They have been watching you grow, watching you succeed, watching you become more selective about who gets access to you, and it has triggered something in them. The Nine of Pentacles is telling me that your very presence, your success, your boundary setting has been making this person uncomfortable because it highlights what they lack in themselves. This card is also showing me that you might have had intuitive hits about this person already. Little moments where something fell off, where their words did not match their energy, where you caught them in a small inconsistency, but maybe brushed it off because you wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. The Nine of Pentacles energy is refined, and sometimes we can talk ourselves out of our gut feelings because we do not want to seem suspicious or untrusting. But Capricorn, your instincts have been right. That little voice that said something is not adding up has been accurate this whole time. What I also love about the Nine of Pentacles appearing here is that it is a card of being unfazed. Yes, you are going to discover some things that might initially sting or anger you, but ultimately, you are going to be fine. You are too grounded, too established, to clear in your own power for this person's games to actually knock you off course. They might have thought they were playing chess while you were unaware, but the truth is you have been building something so solid that their moves are irrelevant to your actual foundation. This card is a reminder that you are protected by your own discernment and the life you have created. Nobody can take that from you. So we are starting from a place of your strength and your clarity. This is not about you being a victim. This is about you being powerful enough now that the masks other people wear cannot stay on anymore in your presence. The light you carry is too bright for shadows to hide effectively. Keep that energy in mind as we move forward because it is going to be important. Now, let me pull the second card to see more about who this person is or what their energy has been. The second card coming through is the Six of Swords. And oh, this is telling. The Six of Swords is traditionally a card about transition, moving away from difficulty, leaving behind troubled waters. But when this card appears in a reading about deception or hidden enemies, it takes on a different meaning. It is showing me someone who has been in a state of transition themselves. Someone who has been moving through their own struggles. And instead of dealing with their issues directly, they have been projecting onto you or using you as a distraction from their own problems. This person might be someone who came into your life or got closer to you during a time when they were going through something difficult. Maybe they were leaving a bad situation, dealing with personal drama, recovering from a loss, or trying to reinvent themselves. And on the surface, you might have even felt compassionate toward them. You might have offered support, understanding, or simply been a stable presence while they were figuring things out. But here is what the Six of Swords is revealing. While you were being genuine in your support, they were studying you. They were observing your life, your resources, your connections, your strategies. And they have been taking notes. The Six of Swords can indicate someone who is always running from something, always in a state of leaving one situation for another. And often these people do not take accountability for the patterns they create. They might have a victim mentality where nothing is ever their fault, where they are always the one who is wronged, always the one who had to escape. And because you are a Capricorn with that earthy, stable, successful energy, you represented something they wanted. Not necessarily you as a person, but what you have, what you represent, the life you have built. What Spirit is showing me here is that this person has been gathering information. The Six of Swords is about movement and strategy, and they have been strategically positioning themselves in your life while pretending to be something they're not. They might have pretended to be a friend, a supporter, someone who admires you, when really they have been sizing you up and looking for weak spots. They have been in observation mode, learning your patterns, understanding your vulnerabilities, getting close to people in your circle, all while wearing a mask of innocence or neediness that made you let your guard down. Here is the uncomfortable truth the Six of Swords is bringing up. This person might have even used their own struggles as a manipulation tactic. They might have played up their difficulties to gain your sympathy, to get you to share information you would not normally share, to position themselves as someone who needs your help when really they were just getting closer to study you. The Six of Swords in this context is someone who is always calculating their next move, always thinking about how to transition from where they are to where they want to be. And you became a stepping stone in their plan. But here is what is about to happen that they did not account for. The Six of Swords is also about truth coming to the surface when you move away from murky waters. As they have been transitioning and moving, they have been leaving a trail. They have been sloppy in their deception because they underestimated your awareness and they overestimated their own cleverness. Something is going to come to light. Something is going to slip through the cracks of their carefully constructed story. And you are going to see with absolute clarity what has been happening behind your back. This might come through a third party who finally speaks up. Through you accidentally discovering messages or conversations you are not meant to see. Through their own behavior becoming so inconsistent that the truth becomes obvious. Or through them simply getting too comfortable and revealing themselves. The Six of Swords says the journey they have been on is about to lead them straight into exposure. They thought they were being clever by staying in motion, by keeping things vague, by playing the struggling underdog. But that strategy is about to backfire spectacularly. Let me pull the third card to see what specific behavior or action is going to expose them. The third card is the Hangman. And wow, Capricorn, this is the card that is showing me exactly how this person is going to slip up and reveal themselves. The Hangman is about suspension, waiting, seeing things from a different perspective, and often about sacrifice. And what Spirit is telling me here is that this person has been playing a very specific role with you. They have been playing the martyr, the one who sacrifices, the one who is always stuck or waiting for their breakthrough, the one who has such a unique perspective that nobody else understands them. The Hangman in this position is showing me that their whole strategy has been to make you feel like they are the one who is suffering, the one who is selfless, the one who has your best interest at heart, even when it costs them something. They might have made small sacrifices or gestures that seemed generous on the surface, things that made you feel grateful or indebted to them. But the Hangman reversed energy, which is what I am picking up underneath this, shows that these sacrifices were not genuine. They were calculated moves to build credibility, to make you trust them, to make you feel like you owe them something. Here is how they are going to get caught. The Hanged Man represents a pause, a moment of suspension where everything stops and the truth becomes visible from a new angle. Something is going to happen that is going to force a pause in whatever dynamic you have with this person. Maybe you are going to take a step back for unrelated reasons. Maybe they're going to be unable to maintain contact for a period. Maybe circumstances are going to shift in a way that creates distance. And in that pause, in that moment of suspension, you are going to gain perspective that you could not see when you were in the middle of the situation. The Hanged Man is showing me that when you step back and look at the pattern of this person's behavior from a different angle, you are going to see it so clearly. You are going to have one of those moments where everything clicks into place. All those little inconsistencies, all those times their story did not quite add up. All those moments where you felt something was off, but could not put your finger on it. It is all going to make sense in one revelatory moment. The Hanged Man is that card of enlightenment through a shift in perspective. And you are about to have a major shift in how you see this person and this situation. But here is the most important part of what the Hanged Man is revealing. This card is also about someone who is stuck in their own patterns. This person has been playing the same games, using the same tactics, manipulating in the same ways for a long time. They have gotten away with it before, probably with other people, and they think they can get away with it with you too. But what they do not understand about Capricorn energy is that you are strategic. You are patient, and you see patterns. You might not react immediately, but you are always observing, always filing away information, always building a complete picture before you make a move. The Hanged Man is telling me that this person is going to hang themselves with their own rope. They're going to repeat a behavior or tell a story that contradicts something they said before. They're going to make a move that is so obviously self-serving that the mask is going to slip completely. They're going to sacrifice the wrong thing or demand the wrong sacrifice from you. And it is going to be the moment where you finally say enough. The pause, the suspension, the moment of seeing things differently is coming very soon. And when it does, there will be no going back to the old dynamic. What I am also getting from the Hanged Man is that you might have been in a position where you felt like you had to be patient with this person, like you had to give them the benefit of the doubt, like you had to wait for them to show you who they really are before you could act. And the Hanged Man is saying that waiting period is over. You have been suspended in this state of uncertainty long enough. The perspective shift is here. The revelation is coming. And you are about to be released from any obligation you felt to keep giving. This person chances. Let me pull the fourth card too. See what their true intentions have been. This whole time, the fourth card coming through is the Knight of Cups. And this is fascinating because the Knight of Cups is usually such a romantic, idealistic, charming energy. But in the context of this reading, in the context of hidden enemies and deception, the Knight of Cups is showing me someone who has been using charm as their weapon. This is someone who knows how to say the right things, how to present themselves in an appealing way, how to make offers that sound wonderful on the surface. The Knight of Cups is a messenger, someone who brings propositions and invitations. And what Spirit is showing me is that this person has been approaching you with offers, ideas, collaborations, or opportunities that sounded good but had hidden strings attached. They might have pitched themselves as someone who wants to help you, support you, work with you, or connect you with something valuable. They might have used emotional language, talked about loyalty or friendship or shared values. They might have presented themselves as a dreamer, a romantic, someone with big visions who just needs the right partner or supporter to make those visions real. But here is what the Knight of Cups is really showing me about their intentions. This Knight is all about pursuing what they desire, and what they desire is what you have. They have been pursuing access to your resources, your network, your reputation, your stability. They have been using charm and emotional manipulation to get close to you, to make you feel special or chosen, to make you think they see something unique in you. But the truth is they see something they want from you. something they think they can extract or benefit from. The Knight of Cups can be incredibly manipulative when operating from a shadow place because they understand emotions and they know how to play on them. They know what you want to hear. They have studied you enough to understand what appeals to you, what your values are, what would make you open up or trust them. And they have been weaponizing that knowledge. They might have mirrored your energy, your language, your dreams back to you in a way that made you feel seen and understood, when really they were just reflecting what they knew would get them closer to what they want. What I am also seeing with the Knight of Cups here is that this person has been making moves. Knights are action cards. They are not passive, and this person has been actively working on some kind of plan that involves you. They might be trying to position themselves in your professional circle, trying to get introduced to your contacts, trying to align themselves with your projects or success, or trying to extract information they can use for their own benefit. The Knight of Cups is showing me someone who has been on a mission, but they have disguised that mission as something romantic or friendly or supportive. Here is how their true colors are going to be revealed through this Knight of Cups energy. Knights can be reckless. They can get so focused on their pursuit that they make mistakes. They can overplay their hand. And this person is about to do exactly that. They are going to make an offer or a move that is so obviously self-serving, so clearly about what they want rather than what is good for you, that you are going to see right through it. The charm is going to fall flat because you are going to recognize it for what it is. A tactic. The Knight of Cups is also showing me that this person might try to use emotion as a manipulation tool when they realize you're onto them. They might try to make you feel guilty. They might try to appeal to your sense of loyalty or history together. They might try to make themselves the victim again. But because you have already had that hanged man perspective shift, because you have already seen the pattern, their emotional appeals are not going to work anymore. You are going to see through the performance. What Spirit wants you to know through the Knight of Cups is that this person genuinely believes they are smooth enough, charming enough, emotionally intelligent enough to keep this going. They have underestimated you completely. They think because you are Capricorn and you are practical and focused on your goals that you are not paying attention to emotional undercurrents and interpersonal dynamics. But they are wrong. You have been noticing everything. You have just been choosing not to react until you had the full picture. And now that picture is about to be complete. Let me pull the fifth card to see what the actual exposure looks like and how it is going to unfold. The fifth card is Strength. And Capricorn, this is your card in this situation. Strength is not about aggression or force. It is about composure, inner power, taming chaos through calm authority. And what this card is telling me is that when this person's true colors are revealed, when their mask slips and you see what they have really been doing, your response is going to be powerful precisely because it is going to be controlled. Strength is showing me that you are not going to explode. You are not going to create drama. You are not going to match their energy with chaos or emotion. You are going to handle this with the kind of quiet authority that is actually more intimidating than any outburst could be. You are going to close the door on this person firmly and finally, and they are going to realize too late that they messed with the wrong one. Capricorn energy combined with the Strength card is formidable. You are going to cut them off with such clarity and conviction that there will be no room for manipulation. No room for them to talk their way back in. No room for second chances. What I love about Strength appearing here is that it is showing me you are going to maintain your dignity throughout this. You are not going to lower yourself to their level. You are not going to engage in back and forth arguments or try to expose them publicly or seek revenge. You are simply going to remove them from your life with the same calm decisiveness that you would remove any other obstacle. And that is going to be devastating to them because they have been operating under the assumption that they matter to you more than they actually do, that losing access to you would hurt you somehow. But Strength is showing me that you're going to be absolutely fine without them. Better than fine, actually, relieved. Strength is also telling me something about how the exposure happens. This card often appears when truth comes out through someone simply being unable to hide their nature anymore. The lion in the Strength card represents raw instinct and true nature. And what this card is saying is that this person's true nature is going to weigh out in a way they cannot control. They are going to drop the mask in a moment of frustration, ego, or overconfidence. They are going to say something or do something that reveals exactly who they are underneath the performance, and there will be witnesses. Other people in your circle are going to see it too. You are not going to be alone in this realization. What Strength is showing me about the aftermath is that you are going to emerge from this situation with your reputation intact and actually enhanced. People who matter are going to see how you handled this with grace. They're going to see that you are not the problem, that you are not being paranoid or difficult, that your boundaries were valid. And this person who tried to use charm and manipulation is going to find that those tactics do not work once people see who they really are. The social capital they were trying to build through proximity to you is going to evaporate. Strength is also a card about patience paying off. You have been patient. You have been observing. You have been giving this person enough rope to hang themselves with. And that strategy is about to prove itself right. The card is validating your approach. You did not need to be aggressive or confrontational. You just needed to be steady and aware. And the truth revealed itself exactly as it needed to. Let me pull one final card to see what the ultimate outcome is for you after this exposure and how you move forward. The sixth and final card is the Ten of Wands. And this might seem like a heavy card, but in this context it is actually incredibly liberating. The Ten of Wands is about carrying burdens, about responsibility, about the weight of everything you have been managing. And what this card is telling me is that this person, this hidden enemy, has been an energetic burden that you did not even fully realize you were carrying. The Ten of Wands is showing me that having this person in your orbit, giving them your time, your energy, your attention, your trust, has been weighing on you more than you consciously recognized. There has been a subtle but real drain happening. Every time you had to question their motives, every time you had to decode their words, every time you had to manage their drama or emotional needs or hidden agendas, it was taking energy away from your own goals and peace. The Ten of Wands is that feeling of being overloaded. And this person has been contributing to that overload while pretending to be supportive. But here is the beautiful part of the Ten of Wands showing up as the final card. This card often appears right before the release. It shows up when you are carrying the maximum load, when you are about to set something down, when you are about to realize you do not have to carry everything and everyone. And that is exactly where you are. Once this person's true nature is exposed and you cut them out of your life, you are going to feel the relief of setting down that burden. You are going to realize how much mental and emotional energy you are spending on managing this dynamic. And you are going to have all of that energy back for yourself. The Ten of Wands is also telling me something about the bigger picture here. This situation with this hidden enemy is part of a larger pattern where you have been carrying too much, being too responsible for other people, giving too much benefit of the doubt, allowing people access to you who have not earned it. And this exposure is going to be a turning point. It is going to teach you something important about energetic boundaries and about being more selective with who gets to be in your inner circle. The Ten of Wands is saying that moving forward, you are going to be much more protective of your energy and your space. What I'm also seeing with the Ten of Wands is that after you release this person and this situation, you are going to have a moment of clarity about how strong you actually are. You have been carrying so much, managing so many responsibilities, building your life while dealing with hidden opposition, and you have still succeeded. Once you remove this dead weight, once you stop having to watch your back or decode intentions or manage someone else's jealousy and manipulation, you are going to be unstoppable. The Ten of Wands is showing me that you're already strong, but you are about to level up in a major way once this burden is released. The final message of the Ten of Wands is about completion. 10 is a completion number, the end of a cycle. This chapter with this person, this lesson about hidden enemies and deception, is coming to an end. You are graduating from this experience with wisdom, with clearer boundaries, with a more refined ability to see people for who they really are. And the next chapter is going to be so much lighter because you will be surrounded only by people who are genuine, who have earned their place in your life, who add to your energy rather than drain it. So Capricorn, here is what the cards are telling you overall. You are in your 9 of Pentacles power, strong and established and clear in your worth. Someone with 6 of Swords energy has been in a state of transition and has been using you, studying you, gathering information while pretending to be something they're not. The Hanged Man is showing that a perspective shift is coming where you are going to see the truth from a completely different angle, and they're going to expose themselves through their own patterns. The Knight of Cups reveals that their true intention has been to charm their way into accessing what you have built, using emotional manipulation as their primary tactic. But your strength is going to carry you through this revelation with dignity and composure, and you are going to remove them from your life with calm authority. And the 10 of Wands shows that releasing this person is going to free up so much energy and space in your life, allowing you to move forward lighter and more powerful than before. This person thought they were clever. They thought they could play games with a Capricorn and get away with it. But what they did not account for is that Capricorns always see the long game, always observe patterns, always wait for the right moment to act. And your moment is here. Trust what you are about to see. Trust what you already know in your gut. And most importantly, trust that you are going to be absolutely fine on the other side of this. Better than fine. You are about to enter a new chapter where the people around you have actually earned their place, and that is going to feel incredibly freeing. Let me know if this resonates with your situation. Sometimes the universe brings these revelations to us exactly when we are ready to handle them, and I have a feeling you are more than ready. Take care of yourself through this. Protect your peace. And know that removing people who do not have your best interests at heart is not cold or harsh. It is necessary for the life you are building.